my name's Claire. I am the Director of Operations for the Los Angeles chapter of Young Catholic Professionals, and I wanted to just share a little bit about how I discovered YCP and what YCP has meant for me in my life, my career, but most importantly for my faith. But before I begin, I wanted to give a big shout out to everyone on the YCP staff. Thank you so much for all of the hours and time spent building new chapters, supporting existing chapters, and planning and bringing to fruition the events and conferences held throughout the year. I can truly say that my life and where I am today, who I am today, would not be the same without having discovered and experienced this organization. So thank you so much. You are the biggest blessing. To begin my story, I want to just say that one of my favorite things diving back into Catholicism has been the realization that God meets us where we are. And in my case, God met me during a 2 a.m. online search of what's my purpose? What am I doing here? What is the meaning of life? But before I get into that, I really just wanted to share a bit of background in that I was raised a Catholic, I was baptized, I went through Holy Communion, and I had started my confirmation classes in high school, but realized at the time that I wasn't getting much out of the classes, I wasn't really paying attention. So I asked to pause and to return at a later time when I could really dive into Catholicism and dive into what I believe in before committing myself to the faith. And, high school passed, college passed, and I didn't have the time. During these years, my faith really took a back burner, and I would go to Mass every now and then, every other Sunday or so, but really it wasn't the forefront of my life. And fast forward now to 2020, that's when I graduated college, and I was living in LA where you couldn't go anywhere, you couldn't do anything. I had just started my first full-time career working behind a computer in my own bedroom, so I felt very isolated, I felt depressed, lonely, confused, directionless, and it was during that period where I was searching early one morning, 2 a.m., what is my purpose? Why am I here? What am I doing? And that's when I, started researching again Catholicism, and that's where Young Catholic Professionals website popped up for me. And what really stood out to me was that y'all were holding an in-person event in Dallas in April 2021. And I saw the advertisements for it, and it looked really interesting. Okay, a gathering of young professionals, interesting speakers. Hey, why not? I can always just, have a trip to Dallas. And so I decided to attend the Young Catholic Professionals Work of Our Hands conference, shout out, and it completely changed my life. Number one going was the people. I went not knowing a soul, never having attended a YCP event, and the people that I met were so genuine and kind, it blew my mind. But really what blew my mind about them was, how peaceful and content they seemed. I was like, are they drinking something? Like, what is in the water here? But really it was just so inspiring and encouraging to see young professionals living out the faith so beautifully, fearlessly, and unapologetically. And they were just so inspiring to me because I was seeing real examples of real people living out the faith. And I thought to myself, hey, if they can do that, if they can live out these Christian values, so can I in my own life. So that was one of the biggest lessons that I took from the conference. Number two, the speakers were incredible. You had Jonathan Rami, the actor who plays Jesus in The Chosen. And I mean, hello, if the actor who plays Jesus is a Catholic, that's a big telltale sign, people. So it was incredible to meet him and hear his testimony. Dina Dwyer Owens was so inspiring with her message about being authentic and living out your faith in the workplace. And Father Ken was the most energetic, outgoing, funny, and relatable priest that I had ever encountered. So that was just completely blew my expectations and perceptions of priests, like right out of the water. And wow, they're just like us. They're people. Incredible. And then third was the faith formation. I had never said a full rosary before. I had never attended a daily mass before. So this was all new to me, new territory. And to be surrounded by other people my age, taking part in the beautiful sacrament of the Mass and sacrament of confession was so powerful to me. So I'm so grateful for that experience. And I had one of the best confessions and the best confession experiences ever with Father Joseph, and really truly felt the love and forgiveness of God in that confessional. So I'm so grateful for that. And so overall, the Young Catholic Professionals Conference blew me out of the water, blew my mind, made me on fire for the Lord, and really was a catalyst to get me back into our faith and practicing Catholicism. So right after the conference, I started attending Mass every single Sunday. Now I attend on even daily Masses when I can. I started praying the Rosary. I started going to confession regularly. I attended my first ever silent Catholic retreat. I joined a book study at my local parish. It was incredible, and I was just on fire for the Lord and still am to this day. And what I'm so grateful for too is the people that I met, as I mentioned, are still my friends today, and I have a community to lean on, to share my progress, to share my struggles with as we're living out our faith in the modern age in a world that's surrounded by earthly desires, earthly pleasures. It's incredible to have such a support, and YCP is what has brought me back to the faith and has made me more confident in the graces and the gifts that God has given me, that I've been able to take part in and to share more in the workplace, and just completely skyrocketed my confidence, my presentness, and everything. It's just, woo, it's amazing.